Hey, what's going on, folks? It's Larry with Packmasters Dog Training. Well, it seems to be that time of the month where I say something out there on social media that will ruffle a few feathers. I don't do that purposely, intentionally, but I guess when you put out enough content, eventually you're going to upset some people. And today was one of those days. So let's get into that and let's explain my thought process behind that, all right? Most of you people agreed with what I said, but there's few that really have a hard time with it. And usually it's the few that are guilty of that thought process. But what I said basically was, in 20-something years, I've never seen a bratty dog. What exactly is a bratty dog? Well, the good thing out of it is it definitely sparked a lot of discussion. And like I said, most people agree, but there are people out there that really piss them off, you know, because that's wrong. Dogs are bratty. So where do we go from there? Let's break this down a little bit, okay? I hate it. I hate that term, and there's a trend in dog training right now where there's a lot of excuses made, and those excuses come from lacking the skill or ability to deal with dogs with problems, plain and simple. Okay, the internet, YouTube, social media, it's a wonderful thing. It's done great things for dog training. It really has. You know, when I started training dogs, we didn't have that available, you know. But at the same time, it could really be a problem because there's so much bad information out there. So why did I say what I said? All right. Now, most of the dogs that I work with, you know, have issues. They have problems. Not all, like at one point, it used to be all dogs I got, but now most of the dogs I do. A lot of these people that I see, they didn't come to me first choice. You know, if someone drives to me for 13 hours away, I'm usually not their first choice. So they've been to other trainers. And too often than not, I get these dogs that come in with these problems, and they failed after being home with their owner after a few weeks, you know, sometimes 1 week, sometimes 3 weeks, sometimes a few months, even though everything went well when they were picked up. And what they were told was their dog's just bratty. And that's what I call bullshit too. So for the lady that I offended today by saying bullshit, I'm not saying bullshit. I'm not calling you bullshit. I call the whole concept bullshit. And here's why. I don't just talk about training dogs. I don't just talk about these issues. I've been showing it for a long time with dog after dog after dog. And I've said it before. If the dog looks like shit at the end of training, then the training was shit. It's that simple. Because when a dog goes through a good training program, and there's tons of wonderful trainers out there doing incredible work all over the country, at the end of a training program, your dog shouldn't look like shit. So this excuse that now they're just calm and relaxed, that's bullshit, you know? That's easy to pass over on the average dog owner. But an experienced trainer knows that's bullshit. And so here's the issue. When you take a dog into your program and you label it as being bratty or being an asshole or being a dick, right there, that dog doesn't stand a chance, because the approach that you're going to take in working with that dog is completely opposite of what is needed, plain and simple. Now, all you're doing is addressing the issues of the dog being a brat. You're not teaching the dog anything. Right? You're going to suppress that brattiness. You're going to use harsh corrections to address the brattiness because the dog's just making a choice to be a brat. Dogs don't think like that. They're not children. They're not kids. They don't operate that way. So let's take a look at the dog I have at my home now, Benji. You saw Benji, the terrier mix. So human aggression, right? Aggressive towards any of his possessions, toys. Very aggressive towards people. He will lunge, he will bark, he will growl. A lot of people would say he's a complete asshole. He's your textbook bratty dog. Plain and simple. If I would have treated that dog as if he were a brat, there is no way on God's green earth that dog would look the way he does today. And you see how he looks with me. Now, not only is that dog not exhibiting those so-called bratty behaviors, which, by the way, I barely had to address while he was here. But now that dog is crazy about interacting with me. He's crazy about working. He's crazy about training. He's crazy about playing. He loves going for walks. He loves everything. And all of a sudden, he's not a brat. He's not an asshole. You know why? Because I didn't treat him like one. I didn't treat him like that. I treated him like a dog that had problems and didn't know any better. So a lot of times when you see a dog acting like this, if not all the times, there's always a reason. And usually it's because they think they need to be. Okay? So if the first thing I do with that dog, with little old Benji, is address the bratty behavior, I could definitely stop the things he was doing, the unwanted behaviors that the owner don't like. The reason he can't have him around anyone else. The reason why other trainers couldn't deal with him. Right? But the dog's going to look, air quotes, that so-called, now he's calm and relaxed. No, he's not. You crushed the fucking dog. You crushed him. You crushed everything that a dog should be. That's an issue. That's a problem. So there are going to be times, I know, where I really rub people the wrong way, and I may come off as an arrogant prick. That's never my intention, and I'm not that way. But here's the deal. When it comes right down to it, I care a lot more about the dog than I do the insecure prick with no ability to treat a dog the way he needs to be treated. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't give a shit. And that's why I have dogs coming from pretty far away. Not because I'm a godsend to dog training or I'm the end-all be-all to dog training. There's wonderful trainers all over the place out there, because these people know how that dog is going to be treated when it's with me. All right? They know when I show up to do a follow-up in someone's home, when they open that door and that dog goes crazy to see me, they know what that dog has been through while it was with me. There was no crushing the dog. I billed the dog. And with that, you get a lot further than this bullshit of treating a bratty dog and a dog that's an asshole or a dick. That's just fucking stupid, man. It really is. And it's the worst thing that ever happened in this whole industry is believing people that your dog is just bratty. Okay, I can give you example after example. Had a dog come down from the Northeast, really far away, right? Had been to a real popular trainer. Real human aggression, no doubt, so was told, right? But here's the method that's used to treat this dog's human aggression. Put the mini educator e-collar on level 100. When the dog shows any sign of aggression, turn it up to 100 and hold the button down for 3 seconds until it stops. That's dozens of dogs, the same method. And you're going to pay someone thousands of dollars to do something that you could have been an asshole yourself and done that. That's not dog training. That has nothing to do with dog training. That's bullshit. That's nothing to do. Guess what? With a dog like that, who had already been through a ton of training, in one lesson, all the bratty behaviors go away. Why is that? We've done it with dog after dog after dog. Okay? Because when people look to corrections first, it's usually because they know no other way. It's easy to correct a dog, you know? Listen, I'm a pretty aggressive person. I could be a fucking savage. I really can. I'm aggressive than most people out there. When it comes to dog training, there's no business in it. There's none. You have to know when to use that type of system, you know? Corrections are an important part of dog training. But when it's the biggest part of dog training, you're so off the mark. You're just so off the mark, it's not even funny. You know, I've seen it over. Go read the thing I put on my website. Most of you read it. My new friend Loki, with the powerful German Shepherd that wouldn't release a toy. Guess what? He's an asshole, right? He's a brat. I showed how long it took me to get that dog to out beautifully for me. A dog I never met or didn't know. When trainer after trainer failed. Why? Because they got more forceful, they got louder, they got straight, just did the same shit. But that dog is perceived as being an asshole because he won't release a toy. And we see that over and over. Okay? So with Benji, why did all those behaviors go away with me when I never had to crush that dog's spirits? I barely had to address those bad behaviors. And when the owners pick them up, I'm going to see if I can film to go home, because I'm going to tell them every time I use a correction with that dog, which I believe in total was 2 or 3 through the whole process he was here, and nothing like some of these other people are doing. So that's why I put that statement out there today. Now, a lot of people stay away from that stuff because they don't like the controversy. You know, they're in this to make money. They're a business, so they want to make everyone happy. I don't look to make everyone happy. My whole goal in this industry is to do the best possible job I can with every single dog I put my hands on. So over the years, I've been fortunate enough to where I've been able to, and I'm still learning, you know, it still gets better. But my job with every dog I put my hands on is to get the best results in less time with less conflict than I did with the dog before. And when that dog leaves me, that dog's going to love me and be crazy about me. He's going to be happy, because to me that matters. I know to a lot of people that don't matter. You know, there's a couple folks out there who can't fucking stand me because they make their whole living on this whole facade that they pull the wool over people's eyes out. That dog's just bratty, you know, just put the e-collar on 100 and hold it down for 3 seconds. Put the prong collar on, you fucking idiots. That's just unbelievable, man. And this will get me unfriended and blocked by many people, but guess what? Don't care. That's okay. Because like I said, when I go home here in a little while and Benji sees me, that dog will be howling and that ass will be shaking and he's going to be ready to rock and roll, because in his eyes, in the couple of short, very weeks that I had him, that dog thinks I'm the greatest fucking thing since sliced cheese. It's just a fact, and that's how I'm going to continue to do it, plain and simple. Now, there could be trainers who come at me for this and take a shot at me, but here's one very simple question I tell people look for. Show me your dogs. Show me your dogs. Your dogs look like shit if you have dogs, you know? I mean, come on, show me your dogs. I show you mine. No, not just my Belgian Malinois. I've showed you with Rottweilers, with Shepherds, with Mutts. Every single dog I have ever had is fucking crazy about me and can be anywhere in public off leash with no tools. Right? Why is that? I just want to reach as many people as I can and let them know this shit is easy. It's not hard. Dog training is not hard, guys. So don't fall for all the bullshit. Dogs aren't brats. They're not assholes. They're not dicks. They're beautiful, thinking creatures that love unconditionally and give us everything they have. Everything. They give us everything. Why can't you just give it back to them? Amazing things happen. Peace.